course. Everyone's favorite part of the process, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's why you want to be a director.
We're ready.
So, let's talk about the rights to the film.
Yes.
I mean, were you confident that you would have something that would please the estate of Beatrix Potter? I mean, they'd been so difficult about it in the past, about capturing that spirit.
Oh, I wasn't confident. I think, by any means, I think that when we sent them the script the first time, I was nervous and hopeful. And once we got the okay from them, I came out here to London and met with them and talked with them. And throughout the whole process, we shared with them the script and the character designs and the scenes and the films. So they were always kind of there in our heads the whole time. So I was happy that we had their guidance. What
was the aspect of it that was most important to them about the spirit of the original work?
That's a good question. I think you'd have to ask them that. But I think it's one of those things that the people that are in charge of that over at Penguin and Warner are so steeped in the culture and the lore of Beatrix Potter that it's kind of, it either is or it isn't. And I think it's like oftentimes we kind of strayed a little bit and they brought us back. I think, as you can see by these characters, we stayed very close to what they looked like, what their costumes were, what the DNA of the characters were. We took every little element we could possibly take from the source material and kind of expanded on it. And you know, this movie takes place. It's timeless. There's no pop culture references. There's no references to time or place. So this could take place now. It could take place back then. We just want to kind of honor that feeling of the garden and the McGregor manor, and not kind of go nuts with it.
What was I mean, you've been on comedy for years. I mean, Andy Richter is one of my favorite shows, by the way.
Wow, that's a good one.
But to capture the sense of humor of a Peter Rabbit, how did you have to adjust your sense of humor in order to fit this?
I don't think I did. I mean, I don't think people always ask, do I change my approach to this movie? I didn't. I approached this movie the way I approached anything else. We made sure during this filming of this that we didn't do things. If I ever heard someone say, well, the kids would laugh at that, I'd say we're not going to put it in. I didn't want to talk down to kids. I want to make it that made adults laugh, that us laugh, kids. I think people always underestimate the intellect and the smartness of children. They try to talk down to them, but I think what they really appreciate is kind of more adult stuff. So I just approached it the same way. We had to shave some of the hard edges off of it because, you know, we did know children were going to see it. But oftentimes when you shave the hard edges off things, you actually realize you didn't need the hard edges.
Mm. So tell me about the cast and what made them so integral to the project. What was it about James, for example, or Daisy or Domhnall that you wanted to...
I mean, every part, as soon as we were lucky enough to cast these guys, I rewrote the part for them. And James was in my head forever. I met him many years ago here in London, and I always wanted to work with him, but he had this little show he does, which takes away his time. Yeah, little program. So this is a great opportunity for me to work with him, and we constantly changed every single character. We changed the words and the character constantly over and over and over again with the actors, with Daisy, with Elizabeth, and with Margot, and with James. And that was so fun to be able to do, because oftentimes you only, you know, when you shoot a movie, you only have a couple shots at a scene, but because we could keep going over and over and over again, many times over and over, it was fun to be able to iterate it as much as possible. And the only reason why we could have done that is because they're so great.
What about Domhnall's physical comedy?
Terrible. He's a terrible physical comedian. That was all green screen. That was actually animated. Mostly Domhnall's he just wore a green suit the entire time, and we put him in later.
And the rabbits were real?
Rabbits were real.
Domhnall
and Rose, CGI. Yeah, people think it was the other way around, but the rabbits were trained to speak.
It's good. I'll watch it the second time.
Yeah, watch it again knowing that the rabbits, we taught them how to speak, but Domhnall is a computer.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Pleasure speaking with you.
Thanks. Good to see you.